prayers and the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam prayers also.
I can do Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांति राधा कांति नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नितिनामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Yes, to be chanted before Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् शृण्वता स्वकथा कृष्णा पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तन हृद्यन्तस्तो य भद्राणि विदुनोति सुहृत्सतां नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Translation. Before reciting this Śrīmad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadev, the author. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma supersoul in everyone's heart and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his message. By regular
Haribol, who can read the last one?
By regular attendance in the class on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact.
Haribol. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Okay, who wants to read the first?
I can start, Prabhu.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, Prabhu. Just 1 minute. Yeah, can I start, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Satya Shisho hi Bhagavam Stava Padamam Asis Tatanu Baja Taha Purusharata Murtehe Api Evam Arya Bhagavan Paripati Dinan Vashreva, Vatakama, Vatakama, is it Vatakam, Anugraha Kataro Sman. Okay, synonyms. Satya, real, Ashishaha, compared with other benedictions. He, certainly, Bhagavan, my Lord, Tava, Yo, Padamam, lotus feet, Ashi, benediction, Tata, in that way, Anubhajataha, for the devotees, Purusha Artha, of the real goal of life, Murte, the personification, Api, although, Evam, thus, Arya, O Lord, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Paripati, maintains the none, the poor in heart, Vashra, a cow, Iva, like, Vatsakam, unto the calf, Anugraha, to bestow mercy, Kata Raha, eager, Asman, upon me. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. My Lord, O Supreme Lord, you are the supreme personified form of all benediction. Therefore, for one who abides in your devotional service with no other desire, worshipping your lotus feet is better than king and lording it over a kingdom. That is the benediction of worshipping your lotus feet. To ignorant devotees like me, you are the causelessly merciful maintainer, just like a cow who takes care of the newly born calf by supplying milk and giving it protection from attack. Purport. Durva Maharaj was... Okay, 1 second. Okay. Purport. Durva Maharaj was cognizant of the defective nature of his own devotional service. Pure devotional service is without material form and is not covered by mental speculation or fruitive activities. Pure devotional service is therefore called ahetuki, unmotivated. Durva Maharaj knew that he came to worship the Lord in devotional service with a pure motive to get the kingdom of his father. Such an adulterated devotee can never see the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. He therefore felt very grateful for the causeless mercy of the Lord. The Lord is so merciful that he not only fulfills the desires of a devotee who is driven by ignorance and desires for material benefit, but he also gives him all protection, just as a cow gives milk to a newly born calf. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the Lord gives intelligence to the constantly engaged devotee so that he may gradually approach the Lord without difficulty. A devotee must be very sincere in his devotional service. Then, although there may be many things wrong on the devotee's part, Krishna will guide him and gradually elevate him to the highest position of devotional service. The Lord is addressed herein by Durva Maharaj as Purusharata Murti. Purusharata Murti. The ultimate goal of life, generally Purusharata is taken to mean execution of a type of religious principle or worship of God in order to get material benedictions. Prayers for material benedictions are intended for satisfying the senses, and when one is frustrated and cannot fully satisfy the senses in spite of all endeavor, he desires liberation or freedom from material existence. These activities are generally called Purusharartha. But actually, the ultimate goal is to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is called Pancha Purusharartha.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Because maybe Gavam Prabhu's network issue.
Yes, Prabhu. It seems like wants to continue from this part.
I can continue, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, thank you.
Krishna Prabhu, stand up, Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Sridhar Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Prabhupada. But actually, the ultimate goal is to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is called Pancha Purushartha, the ultimate goal of life. Lord Chaitanya therefore taught us not to ask from the Supreme Personality any predilection, such as material wealth, popularity, or a good wife. One should simply pray to the Lord to be constantly engaged in gentle living service. So Maharaj, being cognizant of his desire for material benefit, wanted protection from the Lord so that he might not be misled or deviated from the path of devotional service by material desires.
Can I continue, Prabhu?
Text. Oh, please continue. Prabhu. Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. I had a network problem. I don't know what happened to the Wi-Fi. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
Maitreya Uvacha Ata Bishtuta Evam Vai Sat Sankalpena Di Mata Brityanu Rakto Bhagavan Pari Pratinandiedam Pratinandiedam Abravit. Synonyms: Maitreya Uvacha. Maitreya said, Ata, then, Abhishtu Taha, being worshipped, Evam, thus, Vai, certainly, Sat Sankalpena, by Durva Maharaj, who had only good desires in his heart. Di Mata, because he was very intelligent. Pretya Anuraktaha, very favorable, disposed to devotees. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pratinandya, is it Pratinandya? Having congratulated him, Idam, this, Abravit, said, translation, the great sage Maitreya continued, my dear Vidura, when Durva Maharaj, who had good intentions in his heart, finished his prayer, the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, who is very kind to his devotees and servants, congratulated him, speaking as follows. Text 19. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Veda Hamte Vyavasitam Hirdi Rajan Ya Balaka Tad Prayachami Badramte Durapam Api Suvrata. Synonyms: Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, the personality of God had said, Veda, no, aham, I, te, yo, vyavasitam, determination, hirdi, within the heart, rajanya, balaka, O son of the king, that prayachami, I shall give you badram, all good fortune, te, unto you, durapam, although it is very difficult to obtain, api, in spite of, varata, one who has taken pious vow. Translation: the personality of God had said, my dear Durva, son of the king, you have executed pious vows, and I also know the desire within your heart. Although your desire is very ambitious and very difficult to fulfill, still I shall favor you within its fulfillment. All good fortune unto you. Purport: the Lord is so merciful to his devotee that he immediately said to Durva Maharaj, let there be all good fortune for you. That fact is that Durva Maharaj was very much afraid in his mind, for he had aspired after material benefit in discharging his devotional service, and this was hampering him from reaching the stage of love of God. In the Bhagavad Gita 2.44, it is said, Bogai varya prasaktanam. Those who are addicted to material pleasures cannot be attracted to devotional service. It was true that at heart Durva Maharaj wanted a kingdom that would be far better than Brahmaloka. This was a natural desire for a Kshatriya. He was also only 5 years old, and in his childish way, he desired to have a kingdom far greater than his father's grandfathers or great grandfathers fathers. Okay, his father can go down, Prabhu. Semi Prabhu. His father, Uttanapada, was the son of Manu, and Manu was the son of Lord Brahma. Durva wanted to excel all these great family members. The Lord, however, knew Durva Maharaj's childish ambition, but at the same time, how was it possible to offer him a position more exalted than Lord Brahma's? The Lord assured Durva Maharaj that he would not be bereft of his love. He encouraged Durva not to be worried that he childishly had material desires and at the same time had the pure aspiration to be a great devotee. Generally, the Lord does not award a pure devotee material opulence, even though he may desire it, but Durva Maharaj's case was different. The Lord knew that he was such a great devotee that in spite of having material opulence, he would never be deviated from love of God. This example illustrates that a highly qualified devotee can have the facility of material enjoyment and at the same time execute love of Godhead. Oh, love of God. This, however, is a special case for Durva Maharaj.
So that
can
means
go
that we
down,
cannot
Prabhu.
have material ambitions in order to get devotional service, because this is a
Yes,
special
Prabhu.
case.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
yes, Prabhu. Okay. Semi Prabhu, don't you want to change this one? Looks tricky.
It's normal one, Prabhu, but it's just long.
Okay. Nanyai adishtitam badra yad bra jishnu durvakshiti yatra har aksha taranyam ji ji jyotisham chakram ahitam medyam go chakravat stasnu parastat kalpa vasinam dharmo is it kikni kshapaha shukro munayo ye van nakasaha charanti dakshini krityam param paramat paramananto yat satarakaha. Synonyms: na, never. Anyahi, by others. Adishtaitam was ruled over. Badra, by Badra, my good boy. Yat, which. Brajishu, brightly glowing. Durvakshiti, the land known as Durvaloka. Yatra, where. Graha, planets. Riksha, constellations. Taranam, and stars. Jyotisham, by luminaries. Chakram, in encirclement. Ahitam is done. Medium, around a central pole. Go of bulls. Chakra, a multitude. Vat, like. Stasnu, stationary, Parastat, beyond Kalpa, a day of Brahma, millennium, Vasinam, those who live, Dharma, Dharma, Agni, Agni, Kshap, Kshayapaha, Kshayapa, Shukram, Shukra, Mana, Munayaha, great sages, yea, all of them who, Vana, Okasaha, living in the forest, Charanti, move, Dakshini, Kritya, keeping it to their rights, Barama, Baramantaha, circumambulating, Yat, which planet, Tarakaha, with all the stars. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead continued, my dear Durva, I shall award you the glowing planets known as the pole star, which will continue to stay even after the dissolution at the end of the millennium. No one has ever ruled over this planet, which is surrounded by all the solar systems, planets and stars, all the luminaries in the sky circumambulate this planet, just as bulls go around a central pole for the purpose of crushing grains, keeping it to their right. All the stars inhabited by the great sages like Dharma, Agni, Kshyapa, and Shukra. Circumambulate this planet, which continues to exist even after the dissolution of all others. Purport. Although the pole star existed before its occupation by Durva Maharaj, there was no predominating deity. Durva Maharaj, our pole star, is the center for all other stars and solar systems. For all of them circle around Durva, circle around Durva Loka, just as a bull crushes grains by walking around and around a central pole. Durva wanted the best of all planets, and although it was a childish prayer, the Lord satisfied his demand. A small child may demand something from his father, which his father has never given to anyone else. Yet, out of affection, the father offers it to the child. Similarly, this unique planet, Durvaloka, was offered to Maharaj Durva. The specific significance of this planet is that until the entire universe is annihilated, this planet will remain. Even during the devastation which takes place during the night of Lord Brahma, there are two kinds of dissolutions, one during the night of Lord Brahma and one at the end of Lord Brahma's life. At the end of Brahma's life, selected personalities go back home, back to Godhead. Durva Maharaj is one of them. The Lord assured Durva that he would exist beyond the partial dissolution of this universe. Thus, at the end of the complete dissolution, Durva Maharaj would go directly to Vaikuntha Loka, to a spiritual planet in the spiritual sky. Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura comments in this connection that Durvaloka is one of the lokas like Sweta Deepa, Mathura, and Dwarka. They are all eternal places in the kingdom of Godhead, which is described in the Bhagavad Gita, that Dhamma Paramam, and in the Vedas, Om Tara Vishnu Param Padam Sada Pashyanti Surya Diviv. Oh, remember this prayer. The words Parastat Kalpa Vasinam transcendental to the planets inhabited after their dissolution refer to the Vaikuntha Loka planets. In other words, Durva Maharaj's promotion to the Vaikuntha Lokas was guaranteed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
So Prabhu, is it like Dhruv Maharaj is a king in Vaikuntha Lok?
What, Prabhu? What is the question?
Is he a king in Dhruv Lok? Dhruv Maharaj is a king in Dhruv Lok.
Yes, Prabhu.
So Prabhu, he will return to Vaikuntha, then also you will be a king there also.
Yes, Prabhu, his planet is already like Vaikuntha planet.
Is it like a spiritual planet or is it like physical, like what can I say, like the heavenly planet? Is it inside the 14 planets?
No, Prabhu, I heard this is like spiritual planet, but we need to read about it. Maybe it comes in further because
Maybe it is like all out of all the planets, it is the one topmost.
Oh, yes, yes.
it will be explained.
Like expect the Vaikuntha Loka, which is the planets below, like below the Vaikuntha Loka. In that, it may be the top one.
But Prabhu, I heard something about annihilation here. Is it going to be annihilated in the end?
No, Prabhu.
No, like Dhruva it will not end. Like it is
I know, not.
the words
Yes, yes. Oh,
Parsata Kallam Kalapa Vashinam transcendental to the planets inhabited after the dissolution. Refer to the Vaikuntha
yeah, like
planets.
since
Yes, Prabhu.
because this statement, I saw this statement, Prabhu. Durva Maharaj would go directly to Vaikuntha Loka. It was like I thought maybe they said maybe after the annihilation he'll have a space in the Godhead.
Yeah.
It's like Mathura and all
Maybe.
this place, Svetatveep, Mathura, Dwaraka. They're
Oh,
situated
yes.
in spiritual sky, so they do not get
Oh,
so.
okay. I understand now. Okay. Like it is the place where God created the Leela pastimes. I think so.
So,
Yes,
Prabhu, my question was like in Vaikuntha planet, Lord Vishnu is the predominating deity, I mean, like king. So, Dhruv Maharaj is like that, or
I think it's lower
Dhruva,
than. I don't think you can get because Vaikuntha
no,
Loka
Prabhu.
is
In
for
Vaikuntha is
liberalization,
different.
right?
Yes, Prabhu. In Dhruvaloka he's like that, but in the Vaikuntha Loka he's devotee also.
Or like just the same as anybody, because
Yes,
everyone, because to go into the Vaikunthas you need to be a pure devotee, right? Without material desires and everything.
yeah, but anyway, like it is for the Lord, it is like the childish way, like asking some
Oh, yes,
planet
Prabhu.
or something like that.
So
like,
Prabhu,
it
like
is very
Zveta's
weird.
Deepa, is it the one that the super soul lives in? Like
yeah,
I want to call it the Shiradakshay. Is it the planet
yes,
of the
Prabhu.
Shiradakshay Vishnu? Sveta
Yeah, it
Deep.
is the milk ocean. There is the island.
Mm.
There is the ocean of milk. And then the demigods go to the shore of the ocean, and there is the Vishnu form. And Lord Brahma prays to the Vishnu form, and then they get answers. So that is like Truvaloka, a similar place. It won't get destroyed. So let's see what happens then. See this, it was explained. Although the pole star existed before its occupation by Durva,
Very bold. There is currently the network issue. Hare Krishna, Brother Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Pranjat Prabhu Tanot.
Hare Krishna, Pranjal Prabhu Tanda Pram Jai Shla Prabhat. The battery ended. Yeah, so the
So,
pole star.
Prabhu, I was thinking I was made the host.
Oh, yes, Prabhu. So Polestar is always there, but when Dhruva Maharaj is the ruler, then it becomes Dhruva Loka.
The pollster, yes, Prabhu.
Oh. So now he gets the planet because he wanted it.
But he's still a pure devotee, right?
Yes, Prabhu, because then he didn't want it anymore. When he saw
So,
the
Prabhu,
Lord.
could you say, is it possible to say he was the one who succeeded in getting material opulence and while in devotional service?
Yes, Prabhu. Then he didn't want it when he realized or saw the Lord. Then he wanted the Lord.
Oh,
Actually,
oh,
with this regard, can we see the verse Madhya Lila 22:42? It is said by Dhruva Maharaj. So, in this context only, Dhruva Maharaj said this beautiful verse.
What is the
Madhya
number?
22:42. So, he said the verse when he saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead eye to eye.
Please.
Yeah. So, can you Sanskrit also? It's very beautiful. Can memorize this slokam. So the verse goes like, स्थानाभिलाषी तपसि स्थितोऽहं त्वां प्राप्तवां देव मुनीन्द्र गुह्यं काचन विचिन्वन् अपि दिव्यरत्नं स्वामिन् कृतार्थोऽस्मि वरं न याचे. So Maharaj says like this, when he was blessed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Dhruv Maharaj said, "O my Lord, because I was seeking an opulent material position, I was performing severe types of penances and austerity. Now I have gotten you, who are very difficult for the great demigods, saintly persons, and kings to attain. I was searching after a piece of glass, but instead I have found a most valuable jewel. Therefore, I am so satisfied that I do not wish to ask any benediction from you." So here Dhruv Maharaj is comparing, the even the Brahmaloka, like just like the broken pieces of glass.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, this was the
Yeah,
exact
so
words.
yeah,
Thank you, Prabhu.
yes, Haribol.
Semi Prabhu,
Yes, Prabhu.
I just wanted to ask you quickly, is the weekly discussion, do you still share the topics like for the Ishta Goshti?
Usually
You
during
remember?
this birthday. Yeah, we should share it
Oh,
before, but we have not done it because I don't know. Yes, Prabhu, we
yes.
have shared it in the Istagoshti now.
Okay, Prabhu.
Want to read more?
Yes, Prabhu, no problem.
Haribol.
Prashtite tu vanam pitra datva gam ad dharma samsharayaha sat trimshad varsha saha saram rakshi twa ya tendriyaha. Synonyms: prastite, after departure, to but vanam, to the forest, pitra, by your father, datwa, awarding, gama, the whole world, dharma samsharayaha, under the protection of piti, sat trimshat, 36, varshahe, sat trimshat. I'm going to remember this one, 36, varsha, years, Sahasaram, Sahasaram 1000, Rakshita, you will rule, Avyata, without decay, Indriyaha, the power of the senses. Translation: after your father goes to the forest and awards you the rule of his kingdom, you will rule the entire world continually for 36,000 years, and all your senses will continue to be as strong as they are now. You will I can go down, Prabhu. You will never become old. Purport. In the Satya Yuga, people generally lived for 100,000 years. Durva Maharaj ruling the world for 36,000 years was quite possible in those days. That's more than a quarter. Twat Bharat Tari Uttame Naste Mrgayam Tutan Manaha Anveshanti Vanam Mata Davagnim Sa Pravekshayati. Synonyms: Twat, yo, Bharatarai, brother, Uttame, Uttama, Naste, being killed, Mrgayayam, Mrgayayam, in hunting, to then, that Manaha, being too afflicted, Anveshanti, while searching out, Vanam, in the forest, Mata, the mother, Dava, Agnim, in the forest fire, Saha, she, Pravekshati, will enter. Translation: the Lord continued, sometime in the future, your brother Uttama will go hunting in the forest, and while absorbed in hunting, he will be killed. Your stepmother Suruchi, being maddened upon the death of her son, will go to search him out in the forest, but she will be devoured by a forest fire. So it's the real, like his child is gone, like the real child, man. The real child of the stepmother of Durva Maharaj.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu. So if devoured by the forest fire, so meaning like the word devoured, will he be burned? What?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu. Bad karma catching up.
Yes, Prabhu, this is sad.
Durva Maharaj, okay, purport. Durva Maharaj came to the forest to search out the Supreme Personality of Godhead with a revenging spirit against his stepmother. His stepmother insulted Durva, who was not an ordinary person, but a great Vaishnava. An offense at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava is the greatest offense in the world, in this world. Prabhu, it seems like hatred manifests things much more faster, eh? Like seeing from like people who were hurt, broken-hearted. It seems as if it manifests faster than happiness. Why is it so, Prabhu?
Which, Prabhu, I didn't hear the beginning.
Oh, I was saying, why is hatred, like the emotion hate, why does it manifest things much more faster? Like if you hate something, it's like it vibrates much higher rather than not even thinking about it.
Yes, Prabhu, it's
If you love it, it's like we hate more than we love.
Yes, Prabhu, it's the mode of passion.
Oh yes, Prabhu.
Because it's strong here, the mode of passion.
Yes, Prabhu.
Because
Okay,
like
Durva
it
was
is also it comes like envious, something like that.
Yes, Prabhu.
oh yes, Prabhu. Okay, can I continue? Okay, Durva, who was not an ordinary person but a great Vaishnava, an offense at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava is the greatest offense in this world. Okay, in the world. Because of her insulting Durva Maharaj, Suruchi would become mad upon the death of her sons and would enter a forest fire, and thus her life would be ended. This was specifically mentioned by the Lord to Durva because he was determined for revenge against him. From this, we should take the lesson that we should never try to insult a Vaishnava. Not only should we not insult a Vaishnava, but we should not insult anyone unnecessarily. When Suruchi insulted Durva Maharaj, he was just a child. She, of course, did not know that Durva was a great recognized Vaishnava, and so her offense was committed unknowingly. Similarly, if one serves a Vaishnava unknowingly, there is a good result. When one serves a Vaishnava without knowledge, he still gets the good result. And if he unknowingly insults a Vaishnava, one suffers the bad result. A Vaishnava is especially favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Semi Prabhu, actually this statement shows you like about like it's much more of a spirit.
Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, you froze.
Oh, Prabhu, can you hear me now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with my network actually today.
Where we are?
Unnecessarily after there, somewhere there, she of course did not know that Durvam was a great Vaishnava unknowingly. We were talking here, Vaishnava unknowingly, there is a good result when we serve a Vaishnava without knowledge. Yeah, somewhere there. Semi Prabhu was actually going to say this is much of a spiritual science than religion. Because
Yes,
if you serve Vaishnavas without faith, you still get the reward. You see,
Yes,
it's like
Prabhu, yeah.
yes. It's like actually so Prabhu actually like is it the same as chanting, ne? If you chant correctly, like and following the four principles without faith, is it the same thing? Will you get the same results? But I remember Prabhu said you won't last long without faith.
Yes, Prabhu. The strength depends on how many offenses one makes.
Oh yes, Prabhu. Yeah,
But
Prabhu,
on the
can I just
Sorry,
Prabhu?
service to some Vaishnava, it doesn't matter if one does service, it doesn't matter in which way he does. He will
Oh
get.
Okay, Prabhu. Yeah, can I just finish this paragraph and then the next question will read? Okay, there is a good result. When one serves a Vaishnava without knowledge, he still gets the good result. And if he unknowingly insults a Vaishnava, one suffers the bad result. A Vaishnava is especially favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pleasing him or displeasing him directly affects the pleasure and displeasure of the Supreme Lord. Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura, in his 8 stanzas of prayer to the spiritual master, has sung Yasya Prasada, Bhagavat Prasada. By pleasing the spiritual master, who is a pure Vaishnava, one pleases the personality of Godhead. But if one displeases the spiritual master, he does not know where he is going. Haribo. Yeah, next person can read, Prabhu. Haribo. I need to go somewhere. Thank you for your association, Prabhu. I just need to go somewhere, Prabhu. Haribo.
Jai Shri Prabhupada, Haribo.
Done
Okay,
Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Haribo.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Who wants to read next?
Can I continue, Prabhu? Saribol Hare Krishna.
Yes,
I
Prabhu.
can read.
Oh, wait.
No, continue.
Okay, Prabhu. I'll continue. Does one come to answer that? You
Sorry?
have to say about
No, Prabhu, we can.
No, Sami Prabhu, I was asking the question by Sri Krishna Prabhu. If you can say on it, I think he asked like was through Maharaj a Vaishnava even before he surrendered to Narada, spiritual master.
Yes, Prabhu. I think he's always Vaishnava. Not that he's
Yeah.
became.
Yeah, so they are Nitya Siddha Vaishnavas, the associates of God. So they come here to perform the pastimes to Krishna
Yes.
and God.
Yeah, he was not conditioned soul.
Continue, Prabhu.
No one reading, Prabhu.
Dheeraj Prabhu is going to continue, but Dheeraj Prabhu's network is so bad.
Oh,
It's lagging.
Shall I continue that?
Continue, Prabhu.
All right. Just a sec.
yes, Prabhu 24.
Yeah. Okay. इष्ट्वा मां यज्ञहृदयं यज्ञैः पुष्कलदक्षिणैः भुक्त्वा चेशायीशः सत्या अन्ते मां संस्मरयिष्यसि. Ishtva, after worshipping, Mam, me, Yajna Hridayam, the heart of all sacrifices, Yajnai, by great sacrifices, Pushkala Dakshinai, comprehending distribution of great charities, Bhuktva, after enjoying, Cha, also, Iha, within this world, Ashishaha, blessings, Satyaha, true, Ante, at the end, Mam, me, samsmarayishasi, you will be able to remember. Translation by His Divine Grace, Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation in Purport. Sorry. Translation. The Lord continued. I am the heart of all sacrifices. You will be able to perform many great sacrifices and also give great charities. In this way, you will be able to enjoy the blessings of material happiness in this life. And at the time of your death, you will be able to remember me. Purport. The most important factor in this verse is the Lord's instructions regarding how to remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead at the end of life. Ante Narayana Smritihi. The result of whatever we do in executing spiritual activities is successful if we can remember Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This program of constant remembrance can be disturbed. This program of constant remembrance can be disturbed by many things. But Dhruva Maharaja's life would be so pure as assured by the Lord Himself that he would never forget Him. Thus, at the time of his death, he would remember the Supreme Lord, and before his death, he would enjoy this material world not by sense gratification, but by performing great sacrifices. As stated in the Vedas, when one performs great sacrifices, he must give in charity not only to the Brahmanas but also to the Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. It is assured here that Dhruva Maharaja would be able to perform such activities. In this age of Kali, however, the great sacrifice is a performance of Sankirtana Yajna. Our Krishna consciousness movement is designed to teach people and to learn ourselves the exact instruction of the personality of Godhead. In this way, we shall continue to perform the Sankirtana Yajna continually chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Then certainly at the end of our lives, we shall be able to remember Krishna and our program of life will be successful. In this age, distribution of prasada has replaced distribution of money. In this age, distribution of prasada has replaced distribution of money. No one has sufficient money to distribute. But if we distribute Krishna prasada as far as possible, it is more valuable than distribution of money. Text 25. Tato gantasi matstatam sarvalokan makastukam mastukam maskrutam sarvalokanam maskrutam. उपरिष्टादृशमभ्यस्त्वं यतो नावर्तते गतः. Tatah, thereafter, Gantasi, you will go, Matsthanam, to my abode, Sarvaloka, by all planetary systems, Nama Kritam, offered obeisances to Uparishtat, situated higher, Rishabhya, Rishabhya, than the planetary systems of the rishis. Tvam, you, yataha, where from, na, never, avartate, will come back, gataha, having gone there. Translation. The personality of God is continued, my dear Dhruva. After your material life in this body, you will go to my planet, which is always offered obeisances by the residents of all other planetary systems. It is situated above the planets of the seven rishis, and when you go there, you will never have to come back again to this material world. Purport. In this verse, the word Navartate is very significant. The Lord says you will not come back to this material world because you will reach Matsthanam, my abode. Therefore, Dhruvaloka, or the pole star, is the abode of Lord Vishnu within this material world. Upon it, there is an ocean of milk, and within that ocean, there is an island known as Shvetadvipa. It is clearly indicated that this planet is situated above the seven planetary systems of the rishis. And because this planet is Vishnu Loka, it is worshipped by all other planetary systems. It may be questioned here that what will happen to the planet known as Dhruva Loka at the time of dissolution of this universe. The answer is simple. Dhruva Loka remains like other Vaikuntha Lokas beyond this universe. Someone had this question, right?
Yes, Prabhu, I knew it will come the answer.
Okay.
Yeah, it was explained.
Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura has commented in this connection that the very word Navartate indicates that this planet is eternal. Text 26. Maitreya Vacha Ityam Chittaha Sa Bhagavan Titavyashatmana Padam. Balasya Pashyato Dhama Swamagad Narudadvajaha. Maitreya Vacha, the great sage Maitreya continued to speak. Iti, thus, Architaha, being honored and worshipped, Saha, the Supreme Lord, Bhagavan, personality of Godhead, Atidishya, after offering, Atmanaha, his personal, Padam, residence, Balasya, while the boy, Pashyataha, was looking on. Dhama, to his abode, Swam, own, Agat, he returned, Garuda Dwaja, Lord Vishnu, whose flag bears the emblem of Garuda. Translation. The great sage Maitreya said, after being worshipped and honored by the boy, Dhruva Maharaja, and offering him his abode, Lord Vishnu returned to his abode on the back of Garuda as Dhruva Maharaja looked on. From this verse, it appears that Lord Vishnu awarded Dhruva Maharaja the same abode in which he resides. His abode is described in the Bhagavad Gita 15.6. Yat gatva na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. Paramam mama. Text 27. Sopi sankalpajam Vishnoho padasevopasaditam Raya sankalpanirvanam Nati prito bhaya gatpuram. Taha, he, Dhruva Maharaja, although Sankalpajam, the desired result, Vishnaho of Lord Vishnu, Pada Seva by serving the lotus feet, Upasaditam obtained, Prapya having achieved, Sankalpa of his determination, Nirvanam the satisfaction, Na not, Ati Pritaha very much pleased, Abhyagat he returned Puram to his home. Translation: despite having achieved the desired result by his determination by worshipping the lotus feet of the Lord, Dhruva Maharaja was not very pleased. Thus, he returned to his home. Purport: by worshipping the lotus feet of the Lord in devotional service as instructed by Narada Muni, Dhruva Maharaja achieved the desired result. His desire was to get very exalted position, excelling those of his father, grandfather, and great grandfather. And although it was a somewhat childish determination, because Dhruva Maharaja was nothing but a small child, still Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is so kind and merciful that he fulfilled his desire. Dhruva Maharaja wanted a residence more exalted than any ever occupied by anyone else in his family. Therefore, he was offered the planet in which the Lord personally resides, and his determination was completely satisfied. Still, when Dhruva Maharaja returned home, he was not very much pleased because although in pure devotional service there is no demand from the Lord, because of this childish nature, because of his childish nature, he had demanded something, and although the Lord also fulfilled his desire, he was not very pleased. Rather, he was ashamed that he had demanded something from the Lord, and sorry, for he should not have done this. Text 28. Vidura Vacha Sur Sudurlabham Yat Param Padam Harer Maya Vinastat Charajitam Ladvapi Asiddhartam Ivaika Janmana Katham Swam Atmanam Amanya Tartavit. Vidura continued to inquire. Sudurlabham, very rare. Yat, that which. Paramam is the supreme. Padam, situation. Harer, of the supreme personality of Godhead. Maya Vinaha, very affectionate. Tat, his. Charana, lotus feet. Acharana, by worshipping. Architam, achieved. Labdva, having attained. Api, although. Asiddha Artham, not fulfilled. Eva, as if. Eka Janmana, in the duration of one life. Katham, why? Swam, on. Atmanam, heart. Amanyata, he felt. Arthavet, being very wise. Translation: Sri Vidura inquired, my dear Brahmana, the abode of the Lord is very difficult to attain. It can be attained only by pure devotional service. Sri Vidura inquired, my dear Brahmana, the abode of the Lord is very difficult to attain. It can be attained only by pure devotional service. which alone pleases the most affectionate, merciful Lord. Dhruva Maharaja achieved this position even in one life. And he was very wise and conscientious. Why then he was not very pleased? Saint Saint Vidura's inquiry is very relevant. The word Arthavet, which refers to one who knows how to discriminate between reality and unreality, is very significant in this connection. And Arthavet is also called Paramahamsa. A Paramahamsa accepts only the active principle of everything, just as a swan accepts only the milk from a mixture of water and milk. A Paramahamsa accepts only the Supreme Personality of Godhead as his life and soul, neglecting all external material things. Dhruva Maharaja was in this category, and due to his determination, he achieved the result he desired. But still, when he returned home, he was not very pleased. Text 29. Maitreya Vacha Matuhu Sapantanya Vaga Vagbanair Prityavidas Sutan Smaran Naichan Mukti Pater Muktim Tasmatapam Upe Ivan Maitreya Vacha, the great Maitreya replied, Matahu of his mother, Sapatnyaha of the co-wife, Vag, 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 Banaihi, by the arrows of harsh words, Priti in the heart, Vidaha pierced, to then, Tan, all of them, Smaran, remembering, Na, not, Aichat, desired, Mukti Patehe, from the Lord whose lotus feet give liberation, Muktim, salvation, Tasmat, therefore, Tapam, grief, Upeyivan, he suffered. Translation. Maitreya answered, Dhruva Maharaja's heart, which was pierced by the arrow of the harsh words of his stepmother, was greatly aggrieved, and thus when he fixed upon his goal of life, he did not forget her misbehavior. He did not demand actual liberation from this material world, but at the end of his devotional service, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared before him, he was simply ashamed of the material demands he had in his mind. Purport. This important verse has been discussed by many stalwart commentators. Why was Dhruva Maharaja not very pleased even after achieving the goal of life he desired? A pure devotee is always free from any kind of material desires. In the material world, one's material desires are almost demonic. One thinks of others as one's enemies. One thinks of revenge against one's enemies. One aspires to become the topmost leader or topmost person in this material world. And thus, one competes with all others, etc. This has been described in the Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter, as Asuric. A pure devotee has no demand from the Lord. His only concern is to serve the Lord. Prabhu, I'll be back. A pure devotee has no demand from the Lord. His only concern is to serve the Lord sincerely and seriously. And he is not at all concerned about what will happen in the future. In the Mukunda Mala Stotra, King Kulashekara, author of the book states in his prayer, "My dear Lord, I don't want any position of sense gratification within this material world. I simply want to engage in your service perpetually." Similarly, Lord Chaitanya in his Shikshastaka also prayed, "My Lord, I do not want any amount of material wealth. I do not want any number of materialistic followers, nor do I want any attractive wife to enjoy. The only thing I want is that I may engage life after life in your service." Lord Chaitanya did not pray even for mukti or liberation. In this verse, Maitreya replied to Vidura that Dhruva Maharaja, influenced by a revengeful attitude towards his insulting stepmother, did not think of mukti, nor did he know what mukti is. Therefore, he failed to aim for mukti as his goal in life. But a pure devotee also does not want liberation. He is a soul completely surrendered to the Supreme Lord, and he does not demand anything from the Lord. This position was realized by Dhruva Maharaja when he saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead present personally before him, because he was elevated to the Vasudeva platform. The Vasudeva platform refers to the stage at which material contamination is conspicuous by absence only, or in other words, where there is no question of material modes of nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, and one can therefore see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because on the Vasudeva platform, one can see God face to face, the Lord is also called Vasudeva. I like to point out a fact here, Prabhu, because in Jainism, I recently had a conversation with a Jain friend. He told the people in Jainism can achieve the platform or the position of Vasudeva, meaning you can become equal to God by the same lines which is mentioned over here. He meant it as equation with God. So this similarly, I mean, you can see God face to face, but you're not equal to God here, right? I mean, it can't be, but this seems so convincingly similar.
Yes, Prabhu. I'm trying to understand what this means. One second.
You can see God faces, so you're equal to God. I mean, that's what it kind of means here. If you're seeing God face to face, you're equal to God. I mean, it is kind of proving his statement that we can be equal to God after we remove all the contaminations. It is so.
Yes, Prabhu, that's true.
Okay, I'll ask this question.
Yes, Prabhu, but one is different in quantity, but the same in quality.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu, that's right. Quantity is a differentiating factor.
Yes,
Quantity, right?
Yes,
Yes.
Prabhu. But we always Brahman.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point.
But
Yes.
Krishna is the supreme Brahman, Parabrahman.
I mean, Jainism is treading so dangerously. I mean, it leads to so much. It's as good as Mayavadi philosophy.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhu. They actually are externally behaving as though they are having some qualities, but internally we know that they are not religious at all.
No, the fact that they wear masks to not kill the germs, I mean, the microbes in the air, I mean, is that even possible? Because the nostril still has microbes which will eventually die.
Yeah, we we have germs all over the body, Prabhu. In fact, in third canto, it is said that we have lot of brothers in our in womb when we are born, because all of the germs and worms in our mother's womb is also our brothers
Yeah.
and sisters. So it is impossible for us to say that there is no germ that is being killed by our actions, because let's say we eat anything that's not favorable for the germ inside our body, then we are actually killing them. For example, if you are having some medicine to treat our infection or fever, then ultimately it's getting killed, right? So
Yeah.
it's yeah. So that's why in this yoga it is impossible to be totally perfect. Like unlike what they want to do. It's like the only way is to like chant the holy names.
I mean, their motto, like how we have 4 regulative principles, their main thing is ahimsa, to not hurt
Yes, Prabhu.
anyone by actions, word, or thought. Wow, and they're hurting without knowing of it.
There is a verse Prabhu, which tells about that in material world, bad is also bad, good is also bad, something like that.
Bad is also bad, good is also yeah.
Vishnu was quoting that I know
Oh,
that class, so I just
that's true.
remember that. I don't know which verse it is. So, like, see, in the material world, all things are bad,
Yes,
like
Prabhu.
something
Yes.
like that.
Yes, so ultimately it'll lead to pious activity, which will again take us come back to this world, right? So
Yes, Prabhu.
yeah,
So we should just surrender, like something.
Yes,
yeah,
Prabhu. Hare Krishna chanting is the best.
yes, Prabhu.
Okay. And continue, Prabhu. Thank you for your guidance. Dhruva Maharaja's demand was for a position so exalted that it was never enjoyed even by Lord Brahma. His great grandfather, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is so affectionate and kind towards his devotee, especially to a devotee like Dhruva Maharaja, who went to render devotional service in the forest alone at the age of only 5 years. That although the motive might be impure, the Lord does not consider the motive. He is concerned with the service. But if a devotee has a particular motive, the Lord directly or indirectly knows it. And therefore, he does not leave the devotee's material desires unfulfilled. These are some of the special favors by the Lord to a devotee. Dhruva Maharaja was offered Dhruvaloka, a planet that was never resided upon by any conditioned soul. Even Brahma, although the topmost living creature within this universe, was also not allowed to enter the Dhruvaloka. Wherever there is a crisis within the universe, the demigods go to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, and they stand on the beach of the Milk Ocean. So the fulfillment of Dhruva Maharaja's demand, a position more exalted than that of even his great grandfather, Brahma, was offered to him. Here in this verse, the Lord is described as Muktipati, which means one under the lotus feet. There are all kinds of mukti. Sorry, which means one under whose lotus feet there are all kinds of mukti. There are 5 kinds of mukti: Sayuja, Sarupya, Salokya, Samipya, and Sarshti. Out of these 5 muktis, which can be achieved by any person engaged in devotional service to the Lord, the one which is known as Sayuja is generally demanded by Mayavadi philosophers. They demand to become one with the impersonal Brahman effulgence of the Lord. In the opinion of many scholars, this Sayuja Mukti, although counted among the 5 kinds of Mukti, is not actually Mukti, because from the Sayuja Mukti, one may again fall down to this material world. This information we have from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, wherein it is said, patanti adaha, which means they again fall down. The monist philosopher, after executing severe austerity, merges into the impersonal effulgence of the Lord. But the living entity always wants reciprocation in loving affairs. Therefore, although the monist philosopher is elevated to the status of being one with the effulgence of the Lord, because there is no facility for associating with the Lord and rendering service unto Him, he again falls down into this material world, and his service propensity is satisfied by material welfare activities like humanitarianism, altruism, and philanthropy. There are many instances of such fall downs even for great sannyasis in the Mayavada school. Therefore, Vaishnava philosophers do not accept Sayuja Mukti to be within the category of Mukti. According to them, Mukti means transferal to the loving service of the Lord from one's position of serving Maya. Lord Chaitanya also says in this connection that the constitutional position of the living entity is to render service to the Lord. That is real mukti. When one is situated in his original position, giving up. Just hit me one more time. Lord Chaitanya also says in this connection that the constitutional position of living entity is to render service to the Lord. That is real mukti. Devotional service is real mukti. When one is situated in his original position, giving up artificial positions, he is called mukta or liberated. In the Bhagavad Gita, this is confirmed. Anyone who engages in rendering transcendental loving service to the Lord is considered to be mukta or brahmabhuta. It is said in the Bhagavad Gita that a devotee is considered to be on a brahmabhuta platform when he has no material contaminations. In the Padma Purana, this is also confirmed. Mukti means engagement in the service of the Lord. The great sage Maitreya explained that Dhruva Maharaja did not desire in the beginning to engage in the service of the Lord, but he wanted an exalted position better than his great grandfathers. This is more or less not service to the Lord, but a service to the senses. Even if one gets the position of Brahma, the most exalted position in this material world, he is a conditioned soul. Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati says that if one is elevated to real pure devotional service, he considers even great demigods like Brahma and Indra to be on an equal level with an insignificant insect. The reason is that an insignificant insect has a desire for sense gratification. And even a great personality like Lord Brahma also wants to dominate this material nature. Sense gratification means domination over material nature. The whole competition between conditioned souls is based upon the domination of this material nature. Modern scientists are proud of their knowledge, and because they're discovering new methods to dominate the laws of material nature, they think that this is the advancement of human civilization. The more they can dominate the material laws, the more advanced they think they are. Dhruva Maharaja's propensity in the beginning was like that. He wanted to dominate this material world in a greater position than Lord Brahma. Therefore, elsewhere it is described that after the appearance of the Lord, when Dhruva Maharaja thought and compared his determination to his final reward, he realized that he had wanted a few particles of broken glass, but instead had received many diamonds. You had this discussion earlier tonight. As soon as CC Madhya, what was 2242?
Yes, Prabhu.
Dhirath Prabhu from not here. He's what told. As soon as he saw the Supreme Person of Godhead face to face, he immediately became he became conscious of the unimportance of his demand from the Lord to have an exalted position better than Lord Brahma's. When Dhruva Maharaja became situated on the Vasudeva platform due to seeing the Lord face to face, all of his material contamination was cleared. Thus, he became ashamed of what his demands were and what he had achieved. He was very much ashamed to think that although he had gone to Madhuvana, giving up the kingdom of his father, and he had gotten a spiritual master like Narada Muni, still he was thinking of revenge against his stepmother and wanted to occupy an exalted post within this material world. These were the causes of his moroseness, even after he received all the desired benedictions from the Lord. When Dhruva Maharaja factually saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there was no question of a revengeful attitude towards his stepmother nor any aspiration to lord it over the material world. But the Supreme Personality is so kind that he knew that Dhruva Maharaja wanted these. Speaking before Dhruva Maharaja, he used the word Vedaham because when Dhruva Maharaja demanded material benefits, the Lord was present within his heart and so knew everything. The Lord always knows everything that a man is thinking. That is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita also. Vedaham samatitani. The Lord fulfilled all Dhruva Maharaja's desires. His revengeful attitude towards his stepmother and stepbrother was satisfied. He wanted a more exalted position than his great grandfather. That was so. That was also fulfilled. And at the time, and at the same time, his eternal position in Dhruva Loka was fixed. Although Dhruva Maharaja's achievement of an eternal planet was not conceived by him. Krishna thought, what will Dhruva do with an exalted position within this material world? Therefore, he gave him the opportunity to rule this material world for 36,000 years with unchangeable senses and a chance to perform many great sacrifices, and thus became the most reputed king within this material world. And after finishing with all this material enjoyment, he would be promoted to the spiritual world, which includes the Dhruva Loka.
Haribol. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank
Prabhu.
you so much for that.
चेतो दर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादावाग्निर्वापनं श्रेयः कैरवचन्द्रिका वितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दं बुद्धिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वादनं सर्वात्मास्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम्
नामकारी बहुधा निज सर्वशक्तिश् तत्रार्पिता नियमिता स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन्ममाभि दुर्दैवमीदृशं मया जनिनानुरागः
तीर्णादपि सुनीचेन सरोरपि सहिष्णुना मानेन मानदेन कीर्तनेया सदा हरि
न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितं वा जगदीशकामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनि ईश्वरे भवताद्भक्तिरहेतुकी त्वयि
ऐनन्दतनुजा किङ्करं पतितं मां विषमे भवां बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कजस्थितधूले सदृशं विचिन्तय
नयनं गलदाश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदहृदया गिरा पुलकैर्निचिन्तं वपु कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति
युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रावसायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे
आश्लिष्यवापादरतं तिनस्तु मामदर्शननर्महतं करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विददातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु सेवनापरः
Haribol. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. The Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings. And thus, you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by chanting your holy names. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them.
One should chant the holy name of the Lord in humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all things of false prestige, and ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth.
O son of Maharaja Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet, somehow or other, I have fallen into this ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms of your lotus feet.
O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name?
O Govinda, feeling the separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes and torrents of rain and like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant with the world in your absence.
I know no one but Krishna as my Lord. and he should remain so, even if he handles me roughly in his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord unconditionally. श्री 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 अष्टकम की जय, चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय,
Right.
जय
जय गौरव प्रेमानंद, हरि बोल,
हरि बोल,
हरि बोल.
हरि बोल.
Bahujanma Karayati Shavana Kirtan Taputana Paya Krishna Pade Premadan. If one is infested with the 10 offenses in the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, despite his endeavor to chant the holy name for many birds, he will not get the love of God. That is the ultimate goal of this chanting. The 10 offenses against the holy name are as follows. The first offense is to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord.
Second offense is to
Second,
consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu.
third offense, to disobey the orders of spiritual master and considering them as an ordinary person.
Fourth offense, to blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in pursuance of the Vedic version.
Fifth offense, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. Yeah.
Sixth offense, to give some interpretation on the holy name of the Lord.
Seventh offense, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord.
Eighth offense, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna one of the auspicious ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, Karma Kanda.
Tenth offense, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name.
10th offense, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names and to maintain material attachments, even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema.
Krishna Prema.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They can fulfill the desires of everyone just like desired trees, and they are full of compassion for the far conditioned souls. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, sir.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Big
Jai. Oh, two Pranjal Prabhus. Very nice.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu.
Prabhu came back as two.
Yes, Prabhu. This is really nice. Okay,
Nice,
thank you so
Prabhu.
much for this prayer association.
Thank you so much.
We had a really long reading session today, it seems like.
Yes, Prabhu. It was very nice.
Yes, Prabhu, the topic was so nice. So
Yes, Prabhu. Very good. Thank you so much.
Very good.